Hello, BBN. Dioubate said Alabama football is as good as Kentucky basketball. Dude, did you see that comparison? Let's see what's new now. The comparison, while unusual, gains relevance when you consider the magnitude of expectations and the weight of history that both programs represent. For Kentucky's new guard, Mohamed Mo Dioubate, this analogy not only makes sense, but seems to be one of the keys to understanding his decision to leave Tuscaloosa for Lexington this offseason. Dioubate, who left Alabama after 2 remarkable seasons, brings with him a unique perspective on what it means to compete in elite programs. He was a key part of the Crimson Tide team that reached the Elite Eight last season, putting up solid numbers of 7.2 points and 5.9 rebounds per game. His contribution culminated in a crucial double-double against Robert Morris in the round of 16, showing that he can be decisive in the most important moments. Now, wearing the blue and white of Kentucky, he not only strengthens the Wildcats roster, but also embodies the continuation of a legacy built over decades. Diobate's arrival at Kentucky was no accident. Coach Mark Pope, in his relentless search for talent that can lead the Wildcats back to the top, identified in him a rare combination of versatility, experience, and ambition. During his presentation to the media, Diabate revealed what attracted him to Lexington: a meticulous plan laid out by Pope and his staff that promises to not only maximize his performance in the present, but also prepare him for the challenges ahead. Coach Pope had a good plan for me and my future, Diabate said, reflecting on his decision. If you knew me, you would know that Kentucky was my dream school when I was a kid. If I could have gone there after high school, I probably would have. This statement carries significant emotional weight. Diabate chose Kentucky not only for its athletic credentials, but also because the program has always been intertwined with his childhood memories. When asked about his favorite Wildcats players, he rattles off names synonymous with greatness: Hamidou Diallo, Malik Monk, Bam Adebayo, and De'Aaron Fox. These athletes not only left indelible marks on college basketball, but also served as inspirations to young men like Dioubate, who grew up dreaming of stepping onto the same stage where they shone. The connection between Kentucky's glorious past and its renewed present under Mark Pope is something to be celebrated. Just as Nick Saban transformed Alabama into a relentless football machine while he was still coaching, Pope is molding the Wildcats into a dominant force in college basketball. His approach to recruiting, coupled with the strategic development of his players, has been instrumental in keeping the program competitive in an increasingly challenging environment. With Diabate now on the roster, Pope adds not only a talented player, but also someone who deeply understands what it means to compete at a high level. Expectations for next season are high, as they have always been for Kentucky. The Wildcats, with 8 national titles under their belts, are second in all-time NCAA tournament champions, behind only UCLA. That legacy creates constant pressure, but it also fuels those in the blue and white. Diabate knows this better than anyone. He faced Kentucky 3 times last season, coming away with victory each time, including 2 regular season meetings and a game in the SEC tournament. Now, as he switches sides, he brings with him the experience of having beaten the Wildcats before and knows exactly what it takes to overcome them. The comparison between Kentucky basketball and Alabama football goes beyond the accomplishments on the court or field. It's about a shared mentality, a culture of winning that transcends generations. Both programs have legendary coaches in their DNA: Adolph Rupp and Rick Pitino at Kentucky, Paul Bear Bryant and Nick Saban at Alabama. They have built empires that stand the test of time, fueled by a combination of tradition, passion, and innovation. 22-5 represents an opportunity for the Cats to prove that the Blues are still at the top of the college basketball hierarchy. And speaking of Mo Dioubate, he will receive a salary from college. How will that work? Among the news that is stirring up Lexington, the transfer of Dioubate, formerly of Alabama, is one of the highlights that is rekindling the flame of the Wildcats fans. With a strengthened roster and a modern approach that combines athletic ambition with the new financial dynamics of college sports, Kentucky seems to be on the right track. Dioubate, a player who has already proven his worth on the court during his seasons at Alabama, arrives at Kentucky bringing not only skill, but also a mature perspective on the current state of college basketball. In a world where the NIL has changed the rules of the game, allowing college athletes to be paid, Dioubate does not hide his gratitude. It is obviously a blessing to receive a salary from college now, the player declared in a recent interview. His words reflect not only personal satisfaction, but also the awareness that this opportunity is a historic milestone for college athletes. Something unthinkable just a few seasons ago, with an estimated valuation on $3 of $627,000 and a roster value of $606,000, Dioubate is a valuable piece on Mark Pope's board. His experience at Alabama, where he contributed significantly to campaigns that took the Crimson Tide to the Final Four and the Elite Eight, gives him considerable clout in the locker room. At Alabama, Dioubate was a key player, especially in the season that culminated in the Elite Eight, demonstrating versatility and determination in decisive moments. Now in Lexington, he finds himself in an environment equally hungry for achievement, where the Wildcats' recent success in the NCAA serves as a foundation for even bigger dreams. Last season marked a turning point for Kentucky. After years underperforming among one of the most passionate fan bases in the country, the Wildcats, under Pope's leadership, reached the Sweet 16, exceeding preseason projections and rekindling confidence in a program that always aims for the top. Diabate's arrival, along with a carefully curated transfer class, signals that the goal is now to go even further. Indianapolis, the host city of the Final Four, is already looming on the horizon as a tangible goal, and Diobate's speech reinforces that mindset. "We remember the main purpose of what we're doing. We're doing this to win," he said, making it clear that despite the inevitable talk of salaries and finances in the locker room, the team's focus is on the court. Mark Pope, known for his strategic approach and ability to get the best out of his players, seems to have found in Diabate an athlete who combines talent with the right mindset. The player's move to Kentucky is not just a change of scenery, but an opportunity to join a roster that blends youth, experience, and ambition. The Wildcats' ever-demanding fans have reason to be excited. The program has not only attracted a high-caliber player, but also one who understands the weight of the blue and white jersey and is willing to work to live up to expectations. Money talk, as Diabate admitted, is inevitable in today's college sports environment. But in Lexington, it doesn't overshadow the bigger goal. Kentucky's decades-long winning culture remains the team's guiding light. Diabate, with his experience in successful campaigns at Alabama, knows what it takes to compete at a high level. His arrival at Kentucky is a sign that the program is adapting to the times, but without losing sight of its essence, the relentless pursuit of trophies. While the season is still underway, the mood in Lexington is one of anticipation. The transfer class assembled by Pope, with Diabate as one of the jewels, suggests that the Wildcats are ready to compete with the giants of college basketball. The combination of talent, leadership, and a dash of gratitude, as Diabate expressed, when acknowledging the NIL's opportunities, creates a promising scenario. The locker room remains focused on winning, as Diabate assured. And if Pope continues to mold this group with his tactical vision, Kentucky could be on track for another memorable season. And with NIL, can you help more? Everyone is waiting. Leave your comments.